Hi, I'm Dr. Rod Rourke. I'm a plastic surgeon in Dallas, Texas, and I want to share with you our expertise on the use of fresh frozen rib grafts in primary and especially in revision rhinoplasty and in all areas. We're going to cover several aspects. How to carve the cartilage for both columellar struts, septal extension graft, dorsal onlay spreader grafts, extended alar contour grafts, and then how to utilize grafts, especially fresh frozen grafts, and if there's any oppositional contouring or concavities or warping, you can use the power of oppositional suturing to make them straight and to make them not only very purposeful for all of these things that I talked about, but to make them look great both short and long term. So join us when we go through these carving and these suturing techniques. So one other graft that is very versatile is a spreader graft. And it's okay if it's, again, concave or convex. You can cut the graft in the middle, and then I like to taper both ends slightly, and the superior tapered end goes more cephalic and in this area. And so if these are my two spreader grafts, they're placed on either side of the septum. So when we place them on either side of the septum, and I'm going to give you, this will be a rendition of a septum, and I'm going to make this a little straighter. So if I have a spreader graft and I'm placing them high on either side of the septum, then what I'm going to do, if this is the septum proper here, I'm going to place them concave contact and concave contact. So it's going to be concave, concave. And then if this is the septum, then I'm going to bring them together. And I'm going to use my graft again. I'm going to use a 25 gauge needle. This will be in situ, and this is just like, again, we're approximating what it would look like in the nose. So I'm going to be using, so that middle portion is the septum, and I'm going to, I always recess it below the septum anyway, and because you want to not widen your dorsum. So I'm going to do that and put this into place. And then I'm going to put in sutures, and I'm going to put in sutures here again and again. This is simulating how we would do this in the real patient, because you want to put the grafts that they're, again, concave to the center, and that way they'll be straight. So these are the spreader grafts that are really recessed between the septum, which is higher. And in this way, you can actually use these grafts almost uniformly and keep them straight. So it's just like any graft, even a septal graft. You know, there'll be some tendency towards warping, but always put the concave toward the midline and then suture it into place. So now we have all of these in place.